if you are doing things that married people are supposed to do in your relationship, then definitely that guy is not going to tell you that I'm going to marry you, because you've already given him every other thing that when you enter into a godly marriage, one that is founded on Christ, fully depending on God. Ah, wobɛle Nyame a wommɔ ka. And there's no way God is going to leave you hanging, because, as I always say, your marriage is a platform for God to work miracles. So there's no way He's going to employ you and not pay you your salary. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Gloriana Ayelitete. I'm a wife, a mom, an entrepreneur, a public health practitioner with interest in maternal and child health. If you are new here, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, share, like, and comment if you are blessed by it. I love you. If you're an OG, oh my god, I love you so much. I'm so grateful, guys. I love you. God bless you. In today's episode, we are going to talk about some of the ways you can get your partner talking about settling down. Let's get right into it. Okay, so during the corona season, somewhere 2020, we had dated for a while, like about 2 or 3 years. But then at that period in time, we were really looking forward to get, or maybe I was really looking forward to hearing the married talk from my husband, but it was not coming. And I was quite frustrated. I didn't know how to go about it. I didn't know what to say to him so that he doesn't feel pressured and all. So there was one evening we were conversing, and then this whole issue of the corona lockdown and how people were getting married with just 25 people in attendance and all. And I was just like, oh God, if this gentleman has just mentioned that, look, Gloria, let's get married, I would have been so happy, because we wouldn't have to spend so much. We wouldn't have to think about so many things. We just engage the families and do what is necessary, and we get married. But sis, at that point, man was not having any proper job to do. Man has just completed service, and he had some contract works, but it wasn't permanent. Man was living alone, all right, but trying to figure out life, and man is not sure if he's really ready to settle down. So we had to start talking about it. That evening, I brought it up. Oh, I heard there's this new rule that anybody who is trying to get married in this period only has to bring a maximum of 25 people. Babe, Chalet, if you were ready, like I'm sure by now we should be getting married and all. Then, my husband, being the person that he is, kept asking questions. You want to get married. You are not doing this. You don't have that. And blah, 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 blah. Men want to be sure of where they are going. They want to, have that kind of stability at some point and all before they even go ahead or something. But we women, whatever we feel, emotions, affections, everything, then we just start making decisions sometimes. So we had a deep discussion about it, and then it turns out we were not prepared financially, we were not prepared mentally, we were not prepared at all to start a marriage, even though we had dated for quite a while, and we always had in mind to settle down in marriage. At that point in time, it was like something impromptu. Okay, and we were in a lockdown season too. We weren't sure of the future, or should I say, we our faith was small at the time. I don't know, but God has a way of doing His own things. And thankfully, the next year, that was when we got married in God's own time, in God's own season. Now, you might be in a relationship. You may have been in that relationship for quite a long time. I've heard of people who have been in relationship for 5 years, 6 years, and the man is not talking about marriage, or the woman has not made up her mind to settle down, even though the man is ready to settle down. Know this: marriage is not a joke. Marriage is lifelong. It's a lifelong commitment, and you need to be prepared physically, mentally, spiritually, socially. You need to be prepared in all spheres before you even think of getting into a marriage. If you've not sat down to think about all these things, do not be pressured to enter into marriage. Get your loins even before you start the journey. So please do not put pressure on your partner. Do not put pressure on anybody to come and marry you because everybody is getting married, or because your biological clock is ticking, or because you feel like you've been in that relationship for far too long and the person is not talking about marriage. If you are doing things that married people are supposed to do in your relationship, then definitely that guy is not going to tell you that I'm going to marry you, because you've already given him every other thing that married people give to their spouses. I'm talking of cooking for him, washing for him, cleaning for him, feeding him, and even satisfying him in bed. If you are doing all these things, how do you expect that he will come and ask for your hand in marriage? Men go through a lot, and there's so much pressure from them on society whenever they step into marriage. Society expects that they are supposed to be well to do financially, they should have a stable mind, they should be able to take care of a family, they should be responsible, to be able to take very good decision, to be a very proper and good head to the family, to lead them at all times. There's so much weight on men, especially when it comes to marriage. So a lot of the guys think about all these things and they ask themselves if they are sure they can actually do some of this work. That is why you don't hear from them, or that is why they are not telling you that, oh, let's settle down in marriage. Sometimes, too, some of them want to be very sure of what they are going in for. Maybe you are not giving them the vibes they are expecting. There are certain things that you do that they've picked cues from, and they are not sure if they can live with that for the rest of their lives. Maybe the way you talk to them, they do not like it, or maybe the way you treat them, or the way you handle them when your friends are around and when they are not around, or in front of your family. I mean, they've observed all these things and they are not sure if it's something they can really settle with. Aside that, it could be that, well, they are perfect with it, they are okay with you, but they feel like you are also okay. You've not really shown any signs of wanting to settle down. So sometimes we, the ladies, too, you need to show signs of wanting to settle down. That is why it's important to be communicating in your marriage. Okay. So me, like this, when I was in my relationship, I used to tell my husband, who was my beloved then, that look, growing up, these were the plans I had, this is what I wanted, this is what I have told God, this is what I pray about, and I'm hoping that hopefully it will happen according to what God has planned for me, even though these are my plans. Okay, so the person knows that, okay, this is your plan. Okay, and a lot of time too, there sometimes to we women too, we tend to put too much pressure on men. We don't show any signs of support. We expect them to do everything by themselves, especially when it comes to the financial aspect. Marriage is teamwork, marriage is partnership. Society has its own constructs and its own thoughts and plans about what marriage should be, especially when it comes to finances. But God's original plan of marriage is companionship, is partnership, that they will become one. There's oneness, there's togetherness. Okay, so it shouldn't be that one person should be carrying all the burden and everything that is in a marriage. No. So if you are giving your partner vibes of that sort, it will be difficult for them to tell you that, okay, let's go and let me go and ask for your hand in marriage. Sometimes too, it could be issues with maybe your family or his family side. There may be some things that are arising concerning character or concerning tribe. These days there are a lot of things that come up. Tribe, character issues, genetic issues, and all sorts of things. So people are considering all these things before they make commitments. And the final thing is that today in our world, especially with young people, these are Gen Z generation, a lot of them think that marriage makes women like house helps, or it will make you as how do I say, a lot of women think that when they enter into marriage, their life ends over there. You cannot do anything you want. You cannot go anywhere you want to go. You cannot do certain things or talk to certain people. You cannot flirt around and do so many other things that every other young lady can do. So if that is the case, they are going to keep enjoying themselves, and staying in relationship until they feel like they are ready and their biological clock is ticking and they want to start having children. Then they start pressuring the men to marry them. No, that is very wrong. It shouldn't be that way. And some guys too, they just want to be in a relationship for being sake. They want to call you their beloved. They don't want any other person coming close to you, but they are not really ready to grow up. They are not ready to take responsibility. They are not ready to take a step. They are afraid, probably because they have low self-esteem, or maybe because they are not sure if they can really take on the burden of being a responsible man and the husband to a woman who is going to be their wife. And sometimes, too, some people think about the fact that, you get married and maybe on your first sexual attempt, you get pregnant, and now they have to think about bills, paying hospital bills throughout the pregnancy and delivery, and now taking care of kids and paying school fees. And they're like, yuck, I can't do this at this early age. So, well, I want companionship. Like, I want to know that I have a girlfriend who I can share my emotions with and all, but I'm not ready to raise children or commit fully. So, let's keep dating. In all that I have said, there's only one thing that I keep saying: you need to be prayerful. You need to have a purpose for your relationship. And you need to know the times and the seasons of God. The children of Issachar, they knew the times and seasons. They were able to tell which season and time it was and which actions to take. And because of that, they were able to bring glory to God. So, what you need to do is be discerning enough when you are in a relationship, be discerning enough, both male and female. If you were a lady watching me, be discerning enough, be prayerful. And even if God is revealing things about your marriage to you and telling you to marry at that point in time, pray that God will do the revealing also to the gentleman. It makes it easier. Okay, it makes it easier, because if you are the only one seeing, then it is going to come across as if you are pressuring the gentleman to marry you, but probably it's not really like that. Okay, so you pray for your partner as well, that God will reveal himself to him. God will show him and let him know that it's actually time. And one thing you need to know is that when you enter into a godly marriage, one that is founded on Christ, fully depending on God, ah, wobɛle Nyame a wommɔ ka. Okay, when you fully depend on God, you will never lack, you will never lose, and there's no way God is going to leave you hanging. Because, as I always say, your marriage is a platform for God to work miracles. Your marriage is a platform for God to work an assignment for the kingdom of God's expansion. Okay, so there's no way He's going to employ you and not pay you your salary, my dear. So enough of the thinking about what you're going to eat, what you're going to wear, what you're going to do. Okay. When you get into the marriage, God is going to bring you ideas. God is going to open doors for you. He's going to favor you, because that woman is going to be a crown of favor. He who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor before the Lord. Okay, so God is going to bring you favor, and He's going to help that marriage to prosper. Despite the fact that it might be hit with so many cornballs, the Lord is still going to be your strength and is going to help you through. So please, my gentlemen, don't be afraid of proposing or telling your partner that you actually want to settle down in marriage. And my young ladies, don't be afraid to bring up a discussion about marriage. Just be wise and purposeful in how you approach the issue so that your partner will not feel like you are pressuring them. I hope you've been blessed by today's episode. I'm going to come your way with another episode, so please stay tuned. God bless you and I love you. Bye.
Lift your hands and just worship him. He deserves the glory. He deserves the honor.